Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to a very special edition of Absolute Science. Everyone yell, Absolute Science!
Absolute Science!
Great job, everyone. My name is Professor Toto, and I'm going to be your guide today for some really cool science experiments. Who likes to have fun?
Me.
Oh, you don't sound like you like to have fun. Who likes to have fun?
I do.
Well, we're going to have lots of fun today. So let's get started by setting up my laboratory. And I do that right here on table number 2. On table number 2, in the front, I have 5 large graduated cylinders. And in each of those graduated cylinders, I have water. Oh, but water by itself is not very exciting. So we're going to add something to the water. We're going to add some food coloring. Now, red is my favorite, so I'm going to put in some red first. And I like to add 5 drops of red. I'm going to need you to help me count to 5. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. Next comes green, and we're going to add 5 drops of green. So everyone, help me count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. Next comes blue. How many drops of blue do you think we need?
5.
5, that's right. Let's all count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our next color is going to be purple. That's my mom's favorite. So let's all count to 5 again. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the final color is yellow. How many drops of yellow do we need? 5, that's right. One more time. Let's count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's still not very exciting, is it? So let's add something else. Now what we're going to add is down here underneath my table in a little red cooler. You see, it's inside a cooler because it's very, very cold. And I don't want to touch it with my hands. I'm going to be putting on some gloves because what's inside this cooler is so cold that it would burn my hands. It would give me frostbite if I touched it. Because what's inside this cooler is 109.3 degrees below zero. Everybody say, ooh. That's right. Can anybody guess what might be inside the cooler? What do you think it is?
Dry ice.
Dry ice, that's right. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Give her a big round of applause. That's right. Inside this cooler is dry ice. Now I'm going to get some dry ice out just like this. Let me get some pieces. Here we go. There we go. Dry ice. Here we go. Now, dry ice is actually frozen carbon dioxide gas. And it's so cold that I can't touch it with my hands. When I drop it into the water and food coloring, everything is going to explode in a huge fireball of doom. Who wants to see a huge fireball of doom? Let's find out if it really will explode. Here we go. Whoa! Well, that's not a huge fireball of doom, but it is bubbling. You see, when I drop the dry ice into the graduated cylinders, the carbon dioxide gas is released into the water. It starts to bubble, just like the bubbles in soda pop. Now, one thing that's really cool about dry ice is that it never is a liquid. When I put it into the water, it goes from a solid directly into a gas. And you might think that that's smoke on the top, but it's not really smoke. It's actually fog. How many of you have ever seen fog outside? Well, now we have fog inside the laboratory, so we're all set up. And guess what? This is dry ice, and it's Absolute science! Everyone yell, absolute science!
Absolute science!
And now that my laboratory is ready, we can go on to the next experiment. Now I won't need my gloves for this next experiment. The next experiment takes place right over here. And for this experiment, I'm going to need a different kind of glove. You see, this experiment is going to be very, very messy. Who likes things that are messy? Raise your hand. I love to get messy. So I'm going to put on a rubber glove. And I'm going to show everybody that I have a glass test tube. Now we can see this glass test tube because as light travels through the air, some of that light bounces off the glass and back into our eyes. That's called reflection. Everybody say reflection.
Reflection.
But did you know that some of the light travels right through the glass and bends at an angle? That's called refraction. Everybody say refraction.
Refraction.
Now there is something called a refraction index, and all matter has a refraction index. That's the speed at which light travels through the air and bounces off something. Remember, that's called reflection. And then the light also passes through and bends at an angle. Refraction. And it just so happens that the refraction index of this glass test tube and this fish tank full of vegetable oil is virtually the same. Let me show you what that means. I'm going to take the test tube and I'm going to put it down into the oil. Can you see it moving around inside? But watch what happens when I allow the oil to fill the glass test tube. Watch very closely. Whoa! It appears to disappear. But it's still there, boys and girls. The refraction index of the glass and the oil is virtually the same. That is why the glass appears to disappear. I'll do that again. Watch carefully. Whoa! That's the coolest thing I ever saw. I love to do that. But you know, one glass test tube and a great big fish tank full of vegetable oil is not that exciting. So, before the show, I actually put this great big beaker in there. Whoa! I had a beaker in there the whole time. But would I just put one beaker in there? Of course not. Look what else is in there. A little tiny test tube. So boys and girls, that is one beaker and one test tube. Should I look to see if there's anything else in there?
Yes.
Do you think anything else is in there?
No.
Let's find out. How many test tubes is that, kids?
2.
2 test tubes. But 2 test tubes is not enough. If I reach in, I just might find number 3. How many is that, kids?
3.
3 test tubes. Should we look again? Let's look again. Let's see if there's another one. There sure is. What number is this?
4.
Number 4. Let's look one more time. Is there another test tube? No, that's the end. Oh, I was just kidding. There's one last test tube. But you know, I don't think that I should be the only one who's having fun with refraction. I'm going to need one volunteer from the audience. Someone who is sitting tall and straight with a big smile on their face. Let's see. Oh, right there. Would you be my helper? Let's give her a big round of applause as she comes up on stage. Here she comes. Come stand right over here next to me and tell everybody what your name is.
My name is Elizabeth.
This is Elizabeth. Everybody say hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
And how old are you?
11.
You're 11? Are you really 11? When I was your age, I was 11. That's a true story. Now, Elizabeth, are you left-handed or right-handed? Right-handed. So this is going to be one of the most difficult parts of the show. The part where we try to put a rubber glove on Elizabeth's right hand. Let's put your hand right in there. It works just like, oh, look at that. It happened right away. And Elizabeth, I'm going to put on a glove too because I'm going to help you during this experiment just a little bit. I'm going to have you repeat what I just did. You get to make our test tube disappear in the big vat of vegetable oil. Here is how you do it. I want you to be very careful because it's a little slippery. Keep the open end a little bit higher than the bottom. That way the oil can flow right in. Now you're going to have the best view of this experiment in the entire library. That's right. You're going to be able to see it disappear right in front of your eyes. You'll get to see it too. So I'll let you hold that just like this. There we go, Elizabeth. Put it right down, and I'm going to help you. Now, you're a big kid, so I won't need to help you very much. Keep that end higher. And drop it right down in. Hold it tight. There you go. Everybody watch. A little bit farther in. Look at that. It appears to disappear. Now, pick it up, Elizabeth, and dump it out very carefully. Dump that oil out, because you're going to do that again. Excellent job. Put it right down in there. Everybody watch. Amazing! Elizabeth, pick that up one more time. Dump that out. Now keep your hand right over there. I'm going to take this and put this right over here. Keep your hand right over the top. I'm going to take off my gloves so I can help you take off yours. Pull your hand straight out. There we go. Look at the audience, Elizabeth. Take a big bow and give her a big round of applause. Thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we did an experiment with light refraction, and it's absolute science! Absolute science! Now here comes a very dangerous part of the show, the part where I attempt to move 3 gallons of vegetable oil from the table to the floor without spilling it. Everybody help me chant. Don't spill the oil.
Spill the oil.
Who said spill the oil? No, no, no. Don't spill the oil. Don't spill the oil. Don't spill the oil. I didn't spill the oil. I'm going to move all of this off of my table because later in the show, I'm going to need to use this table for the grand finale. But it's not time for the grand finale just yet. No, no. We have another experiment to do. And that experiment takes place all the way down on the other end. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, presenting the VanDeGraf Generator. Everybody say, ooh. Now, the VanDeGraf Generator was invented in 1929 by physicist Robert VanDeGraf. And it was used to accelerate subatomic particles. Everybody say, ooh. Ooh. And it's still used today in nuclear medicine. Now, I'm not doing nuclear medicine today, but we are going to do some experiments using the VanDeGraf Generator. Let me tell you how it works. In the base, there is a small motor. That motor runs 2 rollers, one here and one at the top. Between the 2 rollers is a rubber belt. That rubber belt will turn very, very, very quickly inside the VanDeGraf Generator. At the top, there's a metal comb. When that belt goes past the metal comb very, very quickly, a negative charge of electricity is formed. That negative charge of electricity is then stored in the big silver dome. And that negative charge of electricity is high voltage direct current electricity. Everybody say, oh no!
Oh no!
Oh yes, but don't worry. We can do experiments with it very safely because it's at low current levels. Should I turn it on and show you how it works?
Yeah.
All right. Anytime I'm using the VanDeGraf Generator, I'm going to hold this. This is called the Discharge Wand. Everybody say Discharge Wand.
Discharge Wand.
In order for me to take away the electricity, I need to touch the wand to the dome. Anytime I want the electricity to go away, I will touch the dome. Now I want everyone to listen carefully and watch carefully. When I turn the VanDeGraf Generator on, you might hear a little humming. You might hear a little crackling. Then, when I move the discharge wand towards the dome, you might even see an arc of electricity jump from the dome to the discharge wand. It looks like a miniature bolt of lightning. Boys and girls, are you ready? Moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas, are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. I'm going to let that build up for just a few seconds. Watch this. Can you see that, kids? Can you hear it crackling? Can you see the little bolts of lightning? That is amazing. But you know, I think we should do some experiments. So let's start with experiment number 1. Here on my table, I have a bunch of pie pans. It took me exactly 2 months and 6 days to eat enough pie to do this experiment. I really love pie. So I'm going to put the pie pans on the top of the VanDeGraf Generator just like that. In just a moment, I'm going to turn it on. And when I do, those pie pans will explode in a huge fireball of doom. Or something will happen. Let's find out. Kids, are you ready? Here we go. A fireball of doom. Wait, that's not a fireball of doom. The pie pans are jumping off. Wait. I wonder why that happened. Let me think about this. I know why that happened. You see, when I turned on the VanDeGraf Generator, each and every pie pan was charged to the same potential. That means each pie pan wanted to repel each and every other pie pan, making a great big mess on the floor. I can't have a big mess on the floor. I'm going to need some helpers from the audience. Raise your hand if you would like to be a helper. How about, three girls right here in the front. Oh, and that fella in the back, the grown-up. Let's give them a big round of applause as they come up and pick up all of my pie pans. Let's pick up all the pie pans. Oh, the grown-up didn't get to pick up any pie pans. That's okay. Now, I want to, let's go. Let's give my helpers a big round of applause. You can sit right back down, helpers. That was wonderful. Oh, but you know, I didn't really just call these folks up in order to pick up pie pans. Later in the show, for the grand finale, I am going to need 5 junior scientists to help me. So I'm going to call you back up later in the show to be those 5 junior scientists. But it's not time for the grand finale just yet. There's more experiments with the VanDeGraf Generator. And for the next experiment, I'm going to use the breakfast cereal of science. Everybody say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I am going to put my breakfast on top of the VanDeGraf Generator. Then I'm going to turn it on. And when I do, my breakfast will explode in a huge fireball of doom. Let's find out. My breakfast cereal is ready. Boys and girls, are you ready?
Yes.
Then here we go. Oh, wait a minute! That's not a huge fireball of doom! My cereal is flying everywhere! Oh no! Let me turn that off. Did you know that was going to happen?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have remembered. You see, everyone, when I turned on the VanDeGraf Generator, each and every piece of cereal was charged to the same potential, which meant each piece of cereal tried to repel each and every other piece of cereal. making that huge mess all over everything. I'm going to get 5 pairs of tweezers. I'm going to give tweezers to each of my helpers. They are going to pick up each individual piece of cereal off of the floor before I finish the show. Oh, I'm just kidding. I'll clean that up after the show. We don't have time to pick up cereal. It's time for another experiment with the VanDeGraf Generator. And now, I'm going to need a very special helper. That's right, if you want to be a helper... wait. I have a better idea. I'm going to use a helper that I've already selected. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, presenting for the first time here today, my lovely assistant, Vanessa! Everybody say hello, Vanessa!
Hello, Vanessa.
Hello! I'm going to put Vanessa on top of the VanDeGraf Generator. Then I'm going to turn it on. And when I do, Vanessa will explode in a huge fireball of doom. Everybody say, goodbye, Vanessa!
Goodbye, Vanessa.
Are you ready, Vanessa?
Bye.
She's speechless. Boys and girls, are you ready? Everybody watch Vanessa. Whoa! Her hair is starting to stand up. You see, everyone, each individual hair follicle is being charged to the very same potential, which means each hair is trying to repel each and every other hair, making her hair stand up. Whoa! But you know, I don't think Vanessa should be the only one who's having fun with the VanDeGraf Generator. I think I really do need to pick some people from the audience to try it. So everybody say, thanks, Vanessa!
Thanks, Vanessa.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. I'm going to take you off of the VanDeGraf Generator. Everybody say goodbye, Vanessa! Goodbye! I'm going to put Vanessa right back here. And now, I'm going to be looking for volunteers to try the VanDeGraf Generator. But before you raise your hand, let me tell you some of the rules. Rule number 1 is that your hair must be as long as your shoulders or a little bit longer. People like me, it just doesn't work. Rule number 2 is you can't have any bobby pins, any barrettes, any hair ties, any scrunchies, or anything in your hair. No gel, no hairspray, nothing in your hair. And rule number 3 is that you can't be wearing a hearing aid. We would love to have all of our friends come up, but we have to be very careful about electronics. So, if you match all of that, raise your hand so I can pick you to come up. Would you come up right here? Let's give her a big round of applause. I'm going to have you step right up there on top of that stool and tell everybody what your name is.
Kaylee.
This is Kaylee. Everybody say hi, Kaylee.
Hi, Kaylee.
And how old are you, Kaylee?
9.
9 years old. And are you married? Oh, no, Kaylee's not married. Now, Kaylee, I'm going to have you put your left hand on the VanDeGraf Generator, just like that. Now, I want you to keep your hand there the whole time. Don't take it off and try to put it back like this. If you do, the lightning bolt will jump up and give you a shock. Now, it won't hurt you, but it sure will surprise you. So keep your hand right there, Kaylee. I'll tell you how to take your hand off when it's safe to do so. Now, this might tickle a little bit. You might feel a little fuzzy. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. Whoa! Look at Kaylee's hair. Now, Kaylee, don't push on the VanDeGraf Generator, but I want you to shake your head just a little bit. And look at everybody. Have a big smile on your face. Oh my goodness, look at her hair. There you go. Look at everybody. Kaylee, smile really big. Whoa, this is amazing. There we go, Kaylee. That is absolutely fantastic. Now, every time I do this, I have a contest to see whose hair stands up the best. So who do you think is winning so far? Vanessa or Kaylee?
Kaylee.
Kaylee! Kaylee's definitely winning. I think you're winning, Kaylee. Now, Kaylee, in just a moment, I'm going to count to 3. When I do, I want you to take your hand off of the VanDeGraf Generator and step back all at the same time. Are you ready, Kaylee? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Give Kaylee a big round of applause. Great job, Kaylee. You can go right back to your seat. Let's do that again. Let's pick somebody else. Who else is going to try? Would you like to try it?
I put hairspray in.
You put hairspray in? Should we let her try it anyways, even if she has some hairspray? Let's try it anyways. Come right up here. Give her a big round of applause as she comes up. There you go. And I want you to shake your head a few times because you've got some hairspray in and you do have very thick curly hair. We'll see if we can make your hair stand up. But first, tell everybody your name.
My name is Chloe.
This is Chloe. Everybody say hi, Chloe.
Hi, Chloe.
Now, Chloe, I want you to do the same thing that Kaylee did. Put your left hand up there, your other left hand. Perfect. Keep your hand right there the whole time. I'll tell you when to take your hand off, when it's safe. Are you ready, Chloe? Boys and girls, are you ready? Here we go. Now, everybody's hair reacts different. Different color hair, different shape hair, different curly hair or straight hair. Everybody's hair will react a little bit differently. So without pushing on the VanDeGraf Generator, I want you to shake your head a little bit. Let's see if we can get some hair to stand up. It's starting to stand up a little bit. Shake your head a little bit harder. There we go. Like, no, I don't like homework. And look at everybody. Now we're getting it to stand up a little bit. Excellent job, Chloe. We're going to let you, all right, keep still for just a moment. Look at everybody with a big smile on your face. We're going to see if we can watch it lift up a little bit. Shake your head one more time. Look at everybody with a big smile. I'm going to count to 3. When I do, Chloe, I want you to take your hand off and step down at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Give Chloe a big round of applause. Nice job. Should we try it one more time? Let's bring up one more volunteer. I want you right here. Let's give her a big round of applause as she comes up. Let's see if I can remember your name, because you were up here with the light refraction. Started with an E. Eggplant. Elephant. Ethiopia. I give up. What is your name? Elizabeth. No, that wasn't it. Is your name Elizabeth? Oh, you better show me your driver's license to prove it. Oh, I'm just kidding. I remember Elizabeth. Elizabeth, put your left hand up there. Keep it right there the whole time. Are you ready, Elizabeth? Boys and girls, are you ready? Here we go. Now, Elizabeth has the longest hair so far. We're going to see if we can get Elizabeth's hair to stand up a little bit. Elizabeth, without pushing on the VanDeGraf Generator, shake your head a little bit. There we go. And look at everybody. A little bit is starting to go up. All right. Now remember, we have a contest every time I use the VanDeGraf Generator. I think today's winner just might be Kaylee. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think Kaylee's hair stood up the best, but we're going to let Elizabeth's hair stand up a little bit more. I want you to shake your head again, Elizabeth. Look at everybody. Smile at everybody. Look out there at the audience. And shake your head one more time, Elizabeth. Look at everybody. Smile big. And when I count to 3, I want you to take your hand off and step back. 1, 2, 3. Give her a big round of applause. Great job. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is a VanDeGraf Generator. And it's absolute science! Well, we come now to the grand finale. Everybody say, ooh. I told everyone earlier in the show that I needed this table to be clear so I could start the grand finale. I'm going to do that right now. Here on my table, I have a glass bowl. Inside the glass bowl is a glass flask. And inside the glass flask is concentrated hydrogen peroxide. Everybody say, ooh. Now you might have hydrogen peroxide at your house. Now, this hydrogen peroxide is 35%. The kind you have at your house is only 3%. This is more than 10 times stronger. I don't want to get it on my skin, so I am going to put it right here in the bowl. To the bowl, I am going to add the dishwashing liquid of science. Everybody say, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to put in some dishwashing liquid of science, just like that. I'm going to swirl it around. And nothing happens. Something's supposed to happen. You see, nothing happens because I still need to add the catalyst. Everybody say catalyst.
Catalyst.
The catalyst is right over here. Now, a catalyst is a fancy word for something that causes a reaction in something else. So let's see what happens when I add the catalyst to the dishwashing liquid of science and the hydrogen peroxide. Are you ready? Here we go. The catalyst goes in, and nothing happens at all. Wow! Whoa! Look at that! Whoa! Oh, wait. I can feel heat coming off. That's called an exothermic reaction. Everybody say exothermic reaction.
Exothermic reaction.
You see, boys and girls, when I added the catalyst, the hydrogen peroxide decomposed into water and oxygen. The oxygen is forced up through the water and the dishwashing liquid of science, creating all of this fantastic foam. And that would be a great way to end the show. But that's not how I end the show. I want to do something that's 5 times bigger. Are you ready to do something that's 5 times bigger? Then I'm going to need 5 junior scientists to come up to help me. Excuse us while we get prepared. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my junior scientists have been getting ready. They've been putting on their lab coats. They have been putting on their rubber gloves. And we are now ready for the grand finale. Who's ready for the grand finale? Then here we go. Junior scientists, come on in. I'm going to have you come right over here to red. You're going to have green. You're going to have purple. Then you are blue, and then you're going to have yellow. In just a moment, we are going to put the catalyst inside each of these small graduated cylinders. Each graduated cylinder contains concentrated hydrogen peroxide, a little bit of the dishwashing liquid of science, and some food coloring. I'm going to hand out the catalyst. Now I want you to keep the cap on the catalyst. Do not open the catalyst. Do not smell the catalyst. Do not taste the catalyst. Do not put it in your pocket so you can take it home and trade your baby brother for gummy bears. Keep the cap on. We are going to practice pouring before we actually do the experiment. Very carefully. I want everyone to put their catalyst right next to their graduated cylinder. We don't want to bump each other's graduated cylinders. We want to be very careful. On the count of 3, we are going to practice pouring quickly but safely. Remaining with the caps on. 1, 2, 3. Carefully pour. And now take them off. There we go. Just like that. Perfect. I will remove the caps. Hold the catalyst. Do not pour until I count to 3. When we pour, we are going to quickly and safely pour the catalyst. Then everybody's going to take a big step back and hand me your empty test tube. Do not touch the graduated cylinders, because this is where everything explodes in a huge fireball of doom. I'm just kidding. We know this is going to be fantastic foam. Junior lab assistants, are you ready? Audience, are you ready? Then here we go. Remember, on the count of 3, pour and hand me the test tubes. 1, 2, 3. Pour quickly. Step back, everyone. Hand me the test tubes, just like this. Everybody watch. And let's give the junior scientists a big round of applause. There we have it. Fantastic foam. And it's absolute science.
Absolute science.
Well, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, grandmas, grandpas, moms and dads, I hope you had fun today. And I hope you learned a little something along the way. Remember, kids, if you love science as much as we do, there are lots of wonderful science books in the library. Or when you're at school, make sure you ask your teachers about science. You'll both be glad you did. On behalf of all of the junior scientists and everyone at Absolute Science, my name is Professor Toto. Thanks for watching the show today, and have a super duper day. Bye-bye, everybody!